giving me a little smoothie tutorial. I'm always asking you about how to do this, and I don't really ever get it right. So you're gonna walk me through how to do it and troubleshoot with me, and we'll also run through like some ingredients, and I'll tell you what I have and where to go from here.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. So hi everyone, in Marvelous in May, I'm Addie, and I'm super excited to be live today with Denise. I'm a big fan, proponent, coach of the Shred as well, and it does so many awesome things for our body. So for all of you that are doing it right now, great job. It's a great way to get a combo of like detoxing, but just get into some healthy habits again and make sure we're fueling our bodies the way that they're supposed to. But I know with 10 days of 2 shakes a day, sometimes it's really nice to like break up the way that you put your shake together and make it more like a meal. So for all of my close friends, they know me as the smoothie bowl addict. I live in North County, San Diego, and before I moved here, we would visit a lot. And one of the reasons I knew I had to move here is because I love the smoothie bowl so much. And like the acai bowl, I don't want to say it totally originated here, but I think the first acai bowl place was in Cardiff, which is the next town over. So anyways, I'm just kind of following the local trends here, but I love to make smoothie bowls of all kinds. So I'm going to give a quick demo on one that we make pretty consistently in my house, but then we'll talk through all the different variations that you can actually do with smoothie bowls. And then I'm going to challenge Denise to make one with some of her ingredients. So,
Yay.
Yay. Okay. So let's just talk through some of the basics. So in terms of how you go about making a smoothie bowl, like the first thing I'll just say is that you do want to have a blender that it doesn't have to be a Vitamix. I'm a big Vitamix girl. Like this Vitamix that I've had for like 8 years. And I just really find them easy to use and durable, and they can do a lot of different things. But I think Denise has a Ninja.
I have a Ninja. Mm-hmm.
You have a Ninja. So it can be a Ninja or a Vitamix, but it has to be something where you have to be able, I mean, I forgot to grab my tamper, so let me grab that real fast. Ideally, you either have a blender where you have a tamper, or if you don't have this, you can just, have a pretty high powered blender where you're going to take the lid off at times and just make sure you're mashing it down, because to make a smoothie bowl with the right consistency, you don't want to have too much liquid in it. Like it needs to be a little bit icy, and we're going to troubleshoot some of those things. But so basically you have your high powered blender. You're going to start with the base. I'm going to use coconut water. I have 2 different ones to show you. This is like kind of the standard clear coconut water. This is actually pressed coconut water. And so it comes out milky like, so you can use either one. The other options are like a non-dairy milk. I have a lot of things behind me that I'm going to just be grabbing for here and there. So bear with me. Oat milk, hemp milk. So I tend to use the non-dairy milks or almond milk or any of these when I'm doing one that's like a little creamier. So a chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie bowl, for example, or I make matcha bowls, something like that, where you want it to be a little like, creamier. Anything with peanut butter, I'll typically like use one of those, but you don't have to. I mean, you can always even just use water.
I think too, sometimes they have like slightly different flavors.
Yeah.
They give it slightly different flavors. So sometimes it's like worth experimenting, right?
Totally. Well, and I do different, like when I'm doing just like the complete shake, I will typically use just like a regular hemp milk. But for some reason, when I'm doing like a smoothie bowl, or if I'm like using it in a latte or something like that, I usually get the vanilla. So it's just preference. It's playing around, just kind of seeing. But for right now, I'm gonna do coconut. So I'm going to tilt my computer a little bit. So what you're going to do is, and I always like open it, shake it a little bit. Just pour a little bit. I mean, I'm not great about like precise measuring, but you want to do it so it's just almost like a little, I think that's probably like a half a cup in reality, but it's kind of like, you know, a quarter to a half a cup. So you're gonna put that in. I'm gonna actually do, this is gonna be a dragon fruit mango coconut. So if you guys haven't seen pitaya or dragon fruit, you can find these at most major grocery stores now. So like it either comes in the packet like this, just like the acai, or this, what I'm going to put in is actually just like a combo pack that was in the frozen section at Sprouts. Denise just picks them up at Target. So most grocery stores now have either frozen. Yeah, there is. Oh, you might need to talk so it flips on you for a minute.
What?
Oh, yes, perfect. So see her dragon fruit chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the Good and Gather Target brand. So most major grocery stores will actually carry the dragon fruit. You could do any of them. The cool thing with dragon fruit is it makes this really, you'll see, it makes just like a really beautiful pink purpley color, and it's just really fun. So I'm gonna just add those ingredients. I also have some frozen pineapple. I have my very professional coconut bowl to put my acai in. I'm like obsessed.
So I do know it's important to like that you put the liquid in first, because I feel like if you put the solids in first and then pour the liquid on top, it can gum up your blender. Is that right? Do you find that?
Well, and then it's hard to know how much liquid, like you might end up adding way too much.
Yeah.
And that gets really tricky. So the other thing is I will often, even with like this tropical fruit blend, add like a handful of spinach, greens. They will blend in. And a lot of times, like if you're making this for your kids and you want to add some extra greens in, a lot of times with this pink color, it'll really dominate. So you can sometimes sneak them in. I'm not adding greens right now, but you can do that. And it usually doesn't overpower the taste at all, but I tend to like the green taste. So sometimes I'll make like just a green bowl with pineapple, for example, and banana. So anyways, okay. There's just a lot of different options. So I have just like the basic stuff in there. So if you want to make it with just, you know, the fruits and the coconut water, you can do that. I typically will also add, vanilla complete into the smoothie bowl. So actually, let me grab that real fast.
This is going to turn out so good. I cannot wait to see it.
And so for everyone too that's watching, like, I don't know what you keep your stuff in, Denise, but I use these OXO containers for my complete shake mix. And I have one for vanilla and chocolate, and we just keep these in the cabinet. So it's really easy because my kids really like to make their own shakes now. So I feel much better that they can like grab that out and then dump it in, because they tend to make a big mess with everything anyways. Yeah. So, and you can also like, you really shake the bag out in here, because sometimes it's pretty powdery, obviously. So that's just a little kitchen tip on storing your complete. So yeah, that's just an option. Okay, I'm just gonna mute for just a second so that you guys don't have this screeching loud in your ear.
All right, we'll see how this turns out. And then how she has to tweak it. So it's gonna be interesting because I don't have a blender like that. I used to, but I just upgraded, or I got like a new Ninja that is more for smoothies. And it has this like smooth boost. So I'm gonna see how it turns out just using mine. And it has it, instead of it having like the blender container, it just has these. So we'll see what happens.
I keep trying to touch my computer screen like it's an iPad. I'm like, oh no, wait, I have to use the cursor. I have a new computer, so I'm trying to figure it all out. Okay, so one thing I want to just show you guys. So this is like pretty thick. I sometimes go thicker with it, but just for the sake of time, I'm gonna just pour it in a bowl and show you guys kind of what it looks like. But the deal is, if you ever feel like it's just a little too liquidy, then just add ice. Just add some extra ice. Or if you had like, and I could add an extra dragon fruit packet to it. Anything that's still pretty frozen. But this is actually, well, now that I'm looking at it, it looks pretty thick. So you're just gonna like.
Oh, that is thick. It looked a lot thinner when it was just in the.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how it like you kind of it's deceiving like, sometimes.
Yeah.
So then there's the thickness. So now what I do, I'm going to show you how I beautify it. Okay. So then what I do is I have a couple of staple ingredients. So I also keep my granola, and I'm a big fan of the Nature's Path Love Crunch granolas. They have like little dark chocolate chips, there's one that has shredded coconut. I also get the one that has like little dried strawberries a lot. This is a combo of those. I just kind of put them all in one. So I will just put granola like on one side. Then I have my bananas already.
Oh my gosh, you chop those up in the peel. That's amazing. That's so good.
So that's a big trick, right? You just do it in the peel.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of, it keeps your nice little line. I'm kind of obsessed with the aesthetics.
Addie, is your husband a foodie by any chance?
Is what?
Is your husband a foodie are you and your husband foodies by any chance?
We're foodies for sure. I would say I have him beat though, for sure.
I know, I was gonna say, I was like, oh, you get that from Drew and being like in the restaurants, but it's all you, I'm sure.
It's definitely, yes, a little more like, I obsess over these little details. I think
so good.
More than he would. So then you're just gonna like, whatever combination too of toppings, there's so many things that you can do. So, for example, a lot of times I will do, get the granola, the fruit, and then I just do a little sprinkle of chia seeds. I also have, sorry, I had to rinse for a minute. Hemp hearts. I have, you can do like, shredded coconut. These are actually golden berries. Have you heard of, do you use golden berries?
No.
So these are really tart, but they're, it's a berry from the Amazon. They're superfoods. They're really
not like goji berries, are they?
It's similar to a goji berry, but they're golden in color. Yeah. So it's similar. They're a little.
Are they kind of dried? Sorry, I keep talking over
you.
These
are dried. These are dried golden berries. Hold on. I have the. Oh, what did I do with the? I thought I had the bag here. But anyways, there's like Navitas and a lot of those like superfood companies. Yeah. They make I'm pretty sure I got these at Target. But they're really tart, but they're really packed with vitamin C. So they're just like a fun little addition. I put them in my oatmeal all the time, but you can put them on your, on your acai bowl, dragon fruit bowl, smoothie bowl, whatever, just for a little extra texture and fun. And then my key thing that I always do is I always typically drizzle some honey. So this is like a fun honey that has like the honeycomb in it. And then I just like take my spoon.
And I'm sure the kids love that.
The honey is like the cherry on top for them. Yeah. Like they always ask for more honey. So the bowl that I just made is actually my oldest son, Van's, like this is his favorite bowl. He loves the dragon fruit. My 7-year-old is all about the chocolate. So his is a base of like, the hemp milk or the oat milk, and then a scoop of the chocolate complete. A banana, if I have frozen the bananas ahead of time, that's actually great because it like thickens it up a little bit. But a lot of times I'm rarely that prepared. So I'll just throw it in.
Making it thicker. Avocados like that too.
Avocado. I actually had avocado in my smoothie bowl this morning. So the avocados make it really creamy. The thing with when you do like, you know, a chocolate banana bowl, the key thing is just you have to add ice. So you're going to use like at least probably a cup to a cup and a half of ice to really get that icy texture that you need for the bowl to, you know, sometimes my kids drink it or eat it pretty liquidy. And as long as it has the granola and the honey and all the things on top, they're fine. They just mix it all in together. But anyway, so that is just like a really simple way to turn your shake into more of like a meal, make it fun. We have these for dinner all the time, especially right now when we're just cooking and cleaning and home a lot. Sometimes I just don't have the energy to make a big production, and it's pretty hot right now. So just like a nice way to cool off, really get nutrition.
Let's go through like how many plants are in that bowl. Because with the complete, what is it, like 8?
So you have
dragon fruit, pineapple.
More than that. I need, well, no, I think it's like 13.
Okay.
I'll have to confirm that.
Let's say 10-ish. And then you have the pineapple, you have banana, you have dragon fruit, and then the goji berries and the strawberries and blueberries. Did I miss anything? And then with the chia seeds, like all those things too, you're adding all this extra fiber, which the plant powder has that as well. But it basically, the fiber is what helps to kind of balance out like everything, and it really helps with digestion and all of that stuff. And the glycemic index is still going to be low, even though you have sugars with the fruit and everything. And I know some people get concerned about sugar, but it's coming from all natural whole foods.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that when you do these kind of combinations of things, like you said, you are getting the low glycemic, so you're not going to get this big blood sugar spike. And because it has the fiber and everything else, like it's just a really great immune support, digestive support. I could like live on these all the time. They make me feel really good when I eat them a lot. I will say though that I do tend to have them less in the winter, just because you don't want to overdo it with cooling foods, depending on the season. But like this time of year is into summer is like the time of year that having these cooling foods is actually really important. And for both just like, energy levels, but also just the detoxing kind of coming out of winter into spring, summer. So yeah, I think all of this is great. And I mean, at least 5 of the things that are in here are actual superfoods, which means that their nutrient content per size is incredibly high. So you're getting so much nutrition packed into something really small.
Yeah. Let's see it one more time. Can you hold it up?
Yes.
And this is why I just want you to come and live with me. And that really took you like, I don't know, if you weren't talking, it would probably take like, not even 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so quick. It's really, really quick. Okay, let's do one from your kitchen. Tell me what you got.
So I have dragon fruit, and I have pineapple, I have spinach. We'll do the vanilla complete, and I have some granola and coconut water, oat milk. So you just tell me.
Okay, well, I know we talked about doing like a tropical one with some spinach, but I actually see chocolate, banana, and is it almond butter or peanut butter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's do that. All right. And then you have almond milk?
Yes, I have oat milk and almond milk.
Doesn't matter. Is one of them open?
No, they're both new. So I'll just use the oat milk because it's out.
Okay. Yeah. So just put a little, just do, kind of almost like a quarter or less in there.
And now while you were blending yours,
yes.
We'll see how this goes, because I recently had to get a new Ninja. It might be too much,
but that's okay. So here's what I would do now. Since you've added that, now add the ice.
Sorry, was I not supposed to add that first?
No, you were, but I'm saying, so so when you're doing like a chocolate or banana style one, add your liquid and then fill the ice so the ice is almost like at the halfway point.
Half full?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that, yeah, because you're gonna want to have enough in there that it's, the creaminess I don't ever worry about. It's just
Okay.
more of, is it too warm? Yeah, that should probably be good. Yeah. And then what I would do is just do a half a banana.
All right.
And then I will typically, for these kind of bowls, do, I just get, I'm not the most precise with like measurements. I think you can eyeball most of it, but get like a table, just get your bigger spoon. And I just do like kind of 2 big scoops or like, 1 big like tablespoon, like scoop, bigger than a tablespoon, I guess, of your peanut butter or almond butter.
So here's another thing. My kids have been fine with almond butter.
Oh, that's good to know. I should try that. We both have kids with nut allergies, so that's why she's sharing that with me. And actually, Van can do almond meal, like when I put almond flour in banana bread and things like that. But I've been trying. I should try to see if he'll do a little bit of almond butter and something.
So I will say too, if anybody ever feels like the shakes don't satisfy them or just fill them up, but then they're hungry later, I find that adding a fat is really helpful in that. Like, so adding avocado or coconut oil and almond butter, right?
I will often do coconut milk and like the full fat coconut milk as the base. And then, adding a half of avocado, any of those fats will definitely satiate often a little more than like just the fruit and greens bowl.
Yeah, because like people forget about that. They forget about how important it is to still keep the healthy fats in your diet as well.
Yeah, we need a lot of healthy fats. I'm really big on, I have olive oil, avocado oil. It's, the coconuts, everything, healthy fats all day long in our household. Okay, so then now you're just going to put your chocolate complete scoop on top.
I feel like I'm being like tested.
I know. And then this is
what?
This is almost kind of like the bullet.
Yes.
It's a single serve one.
Yes, but this is way bigger, and it's like basically has a smoothie setting on it. So it gets but yes, so that's what I was saying. Like, we'll see how it turns out because I no longer have a blender. You know what?
It should be fine because we are such smoothie holics in our house that we have both the Vitamix and the NutriBullet. And that's why I'm asking, because it looks like our NutriBullet single serves look like that. And we will put enough ice and thicken them up where it makes it thick enough for the bowl. So, so what I would do though is put your lid on.
Okay.
Or what you have like the top lid and then you flip it into the thing, right? Yeah. So shake it up real fast.
Okay. For
that when you have it like in that kind of contraption.
We're making Daxes, right? Is that basically what it is? This is Daxes?
That's one that Dax like? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, and this is the shake that my husband has every single day. Every day. Every day. He will rotate between chocolate and vanilla complete, but it's every day is a peanut butter, banana, just with ice. He actually just uses water in his. Mm-hmm. And then, every single day. But he does use a coconut peanut butter, so that's another way to get that fat. Yeah. It's amazing. It's from Earth Balance. It's like a combo coconut peanut butter altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to grab it. I'll grab it. Okay. So so now you're just gonna blend it up.
All right. Let me mute it out like you did.
Yeah, so it can get super loud. Really loud when you're blending away. I feel like between the blender and the vacuum. I don't know about you guys at home watching, but there's always like a loud sound of cooking or cleaning in my house these days. So we won't torture everybody with that loud sound. She might have to shake it up. It looks like she's shaking it up a few times.
I'm shaking it up, you're right. And I was gonna say, when I put it on mute, I was gonna say, don't talk about me. Don't talk behind my back.
No, I was just explaining that you're probably shaking it up to really make sure all the ingredients.
All right, so it's pretty thick. I don't know if I should add, like it's really thick, you know?
So just see what happens when you like spoon a little bit out into a bowl.
All right, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit more, only because I can tell that there's still some ice chunks in there.
Okay. Yeah, because when you use the NutriBullet or the Ninja Bullet, any of those like, single serve ones, sometimes you just have to shake it a little bit. But this is great. I'm glad that she's doing it because it just shows you that you can really use anything that you have. And those kind of blenders are awesome because you can just like make them and then take them. So I'm a big fan of having both like a full blender and kind of these, like single serve blenders. They really, they make life a lot easier, especially it's just an easy way to stay healthy.
So when we traveled across country, I took our bullet with us, and that's what I lived on these. Well,
that's totally what we did too. That's so funny.
All right, I think this is good.
Okay.
All right, let me get a bowl. I actually have a wood bowl, not as pretty as yours, but I'll just go with white. Okay.
Well, I can say that I had ordered some coconut bowls after I was at my friend Jessica's in Manhattan Beach, and she had some, and I was like, why don't I have those? I'm like, for all my acai bowls, it feels so much more like professional. So I ordered some, but it was only like a 2-pack. And then one day my kids decided to use them as instruments, crack them. And luckily she just sent me a box of new ones recently. I was so excited.
This is going to be like one of those like Wendy's Frosties.
That is what yours is going to taste like. Okay. Yeah, for real.
All right, what should I top it with?
So do you have granola?
Yes. Right here. I got the good.
I would do a little bit of granola on top of that. You can take the other half of your banana and just slice it and put that on top. And then like the granola I have has those little dark chocolate chunks in them, which is kind of awesome and what my kids live for. You could even do like, they have like the dairy-free, since we're all staying shred friendly, the dairy-free chocolate chips, like the little dark chocolate chips. You could add those. You could add hemp hearts, the bananas, the strawberries, any of the berry toppings I always love. Something my kids have been really into lately too is I buy frozen dark cherries, and then I typically buy them to actually mix in with the chocolate complete. I love that chocolate cherry combo. But you can do like just sprinkle the goji powder, just a little bit of goji powder on there, and that makes it really pretty. So do a little bit of that. I mean, it's
like your golden berries, right?
Oh, you have the actual berries. I was thinking it was the powder. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you can also do the you can get the gojis in a powder. I also have I have all of these things that I keep in little jars. So they're just little additives. So this is a maca I use a lot of times. This is like an acai superfruit combo powder. So you can literally just sprinkle it on top. I have been known to make mermaid bowls, which turn out blue, and they're so fun. For those, you have to get this, it's like this E3 Blue Magic powder. It is a kind of a spirulina. It's blue algae basically. But once you mix it into your smoothie bowl base, and on those you have to pretty much do all white bases. So like I usually do coconut milk, coconut yogurt, frozen bananas, and then just ice. And then I add that E3 Magic blue spirulina. So you get this beautiful, I mean, it's basically like, you know, the color of this blue. And then you can put like pineapples and mangoes on top and make it like a really fun tropical bowl. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of just go crazy. I love doing just like a matcha powder one. So you could take your oat milk, for example, put the oat milk, add some ice, and then just get the matcha powder. I often just buy it from Trader Joe's. They have like little single packs of it, and you can just add in the matcha powder and then like almond butter and then blend that up. That makes a great one. It's full of antioxidants. Good job.
Yay. I got the this chocolate grain-free coconut granola, chocolate coconut.
Ooh, yeah.
That's also the Good and Gather from Target.
So that, I'm glad that you're showing all the Target stuff. I don't want anyone to think that they have to go to some like
fancy
expensive gourmet grocery store to get all of these kind of ingredients. I would say most of my smoothie bowl stuff comes from Target and occasionally Sprouts or Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's does have acai packs as well. They have their own brand of them. So yeah, I mean, this is like such an awesome, affordable way to make a meal. And it's really like fun for the whole family. We will often do like smoothie bowl Friday nights and just make it like dessert for dinner. And then I let my kids have like a fun extra sweet treat that they want, like s'mores or whatever, you know, because I feel really good that like they had this really nourishing dinner. And so it just like balances things out. And yeah, I mean, and you can, and these can really keep you full for quite a long time, especially when you add the toppings and everything else. And they're just really delicious.
I think I know what we're having for dinner tonight. It's all out. We're having an early dinner. We're going to get to bed at like by 9.
I love it. I like the ambition. One thing I will say too is that if for anyone that's shredding and making like big shakes, if you have extra, so like, see now this has kind of gotten melty. A lot of times I will just keep the extra liquid of a smoothie, especially if I have it without the complete, like sometimes I'll just, or if I have fruit in the fridge that is like it either needs to get eaten right away or frozen, I will often take like apples that are about to turn, or a couple different, it could even be, you know, carrots and celery or anything like that. Like
wilting greens that you don't feel like refreshing, like where, you know.
Yeah. And you don't want to like mix all the greens with the fruit stuff, but you can like individually like blend up the greens and then pour those into Ziplocs and put them in your freezer. And then you can use those as like a base for a smoothie. So I actually did that last night. I had like, I don't know, I was just like blending up a bunch of stuff, trying to clean out the fridge last week. And I had extra stuff. And so I like just put it in a Ziploc and then put it in the freezer. And then last night I just felt like having a, you know, like a shake for dinner. So I just threw it in the blender, let it thaw out just a little bit and blended it up. So it's a great way to like not waste food, or have part of your shake and then turn it into a smoothie bowl later.
I like the idea of using ice cube trays too, to like with your leftovers, pour them in the ice cube trays, because I feel like it freezes really easily. You can kind of partition it out, and I don't know, it's just like another.
Well, here's the other thing that we do a lot is we make popsicles out of it.
Yeah.
So you could just pour it in popsicle molds that you could either use in a smoothie bowl or just let, you know, anyone in the house enjoy a frozen treat.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
Now you got to go eat it before it melts.
Well, no, I know I had some. I was like, as you were talking, I was eating. So I'm like, oh my God, this looks so good. I gotta run so I can shovel it in my face.
I know. I love that.
You're
That's
so good.
perfect. Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, and I'll try to I do have I do have recipes on my website if people feel like they might need some recipes just as some to get started and figure it out. So you can find that at elevatedmamalife.com, but also on my Instagram. And I know Denise, you're always great about posting recipes and other wellness tips as well. But
Yeah, and I'll put the I'll link to we can link to your website like underneath the video on
okay.
the page. And then your Facebook is Addie Sparkin though, right? You don't have a separate page.
No, it's Elevated Mama Life now.
Okay.
Everything is under
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
Yay. All right. Happy shredding, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Addie.
You're welcome.
All right. Let me see if I can get out of this now. Hold on.